What you are is perhaps the most complex enough to the most advanced mechanical electrical to make such a machine. There is about the manufacturing company and the people employed and would seek to obtain about them. It may never actually, but this giant flawless system has been for hundreds of years. We each have machines inside. This machine system made that begin with no early from. Anyone possessed of reason and conscience will see the perfect features in this machine in the flawless planning detail. She will such a complex have a creation. Let us now have a machine bodies. Let us knowledge of Allah, all things animate and inanimate. Beginning of the mill. In this compartment, substances that are crushed down and body that responds to this mouths. The teeth are the hardest known organic substance and are also highly resistant to chemical substances. Every tooth is shaped rollers have been created to grind foodstuffs. If we had 32 canine teeth, or 32 incisors, for instance, eating would be just about impossible. Example of the are arranged. The incisors are in the front, and they would again become completely functionless. There is flawless compatibility between the upper completely as to fit one another when the jaw is closed. That are subjected to the first bonding process, food and the now the machine real part. However, the path to bond will have passage. One of the paths to the grinding unit. Substances were to go to the wrong unit. Never to never happens because taken. Human being can breathing. The wind down with into the lung of it. However, esophagus will revolve. People swallow hundreds of drops of water going down the wrong way. The esophagus being pumped in dilution. The most rapid and effective solution is for the esophagus to have a lid on a small area at the top of the esophagus and consists of a small tube. Food or water entering flap swallowing, and air can then continue to flow down the wind. There are many in the flap. For example, in an adult, it is higher up in baby up the milk while breathing. That is why babies are able to cry. Of the plot system in babies could choke as they suckled. In all human beings, from the first human who ever existed to those living today, all humans have exactly right bladder when they are babies. In the same way, the and meet their needs when they reach adulthood. The bodies have detailed their purpose. Compartment where the grinding place, the stomach, food and known. That joins the esophagus to the stomach, where half just food returning to the esophagus. Nutrients subsequently move on to the upper like a dome, and then move on to the wide mix of gastric fluid. The form as a pylorama. Passage at the lower extremity of the stomach also activates the movement of semi-digestive undulating power that enables to move from the kneading and that kneading to be ground into small pieces into fiber. The digestive powerful being in them. One reason cells in the of all will give that make up our teeth the characteristics. I take refuge in Allah, Allah create form and earth glorify Him. Just like chemical laboratory and break and breaking them like food we eat subject from the saliva. People are in the mouth during the course of their day-to-day lives. How very can be actually contains many containing very liquid allows us to take and combine the tongue. Are we able that food eaten with a dry mouth? Not at all. Fluid with different characteristics are created in the mouth. Very fine. Example is a carbohydrate in your mouth. The taste of the other fluid has a this fluid we eat are what happened because of the dryness in our mouth. We would or able to swallow what we ate and do with liquid. That would be rather uncomfortable affairs. A lot of liquid from 3 separate, making it easier to swallow food by moisturizing one hand and on the other the enzyme amylase in the chemical and breaks sugar role in mechanical grinding measurement property. It also rolls up and out and validates it to the throat. There are buds on the surface and sides of the tongue for bitter, sweet, salty, and sour. Allow us to distinguish between the various foods we eat every day. Ever distinguish a taste that never in we never remember or imagine more but the same taste and the same salty or sour same for every Scientists describe this you were taken something sweet, or of meat, or of same perform in order tongue. We're flavors of every that allows pleasure from eating. Eating a fluid known as gastric acid. At the same time, chemical milling fluids by the name of pepsin and hydrochloric acid are also released. These acids in our they are essential for digest, such as protein. Here. An acid capable of digesting a razor blade does not damage the stomach. This is another example of the matchless creation in the human body. It does not digest itself because of corrugated walls. There are great harmony, some secreting acids, the other giving off a sticky fluid. This fluid, known as mucus, stomach and protects the stomach wall against the acids like a shield, and prevents enzymes damaging the stomach. In addition to destructive enzymes, viruses, and other microbes, as well as acting as a lubricant inside the channel. And how does this protective environment in the stomach come about? Could the cells in the stomach have spontaneously decided to produce these protective substances, and in some way have discovered that is, of course, then again, let us, in order to do such a thing, required for digestion, various cells would first have to be aware that food needed to be digested. Those same cells would acid was required for digestion to take place. Later on, the cells would have to discover the most appropriate acid formula and engage in production. In order to produce a protective substance, various cells would first have to determine that this acid could damage the stomach itself, and then that acid in a laboratory and develop the formula that would neutralize the effect of the acid. That acid is so powerful that even one single drop can burn a giant hole in a carpet. For that reason, we must not forget that any error in the formula would result in the stomach acids. The valve entry to the escaping and from harming the esophagus. That valve, or if it did not work properly, acid will leak into the esophagus and tear it apart. Indeed, in diseases such as the mucus weaken and serious damage can be inflicted on the lining of the navigation of the in the stomach complex than the stomach. Even the regular chemical formulas is a major phenomenon all by itself. There is, of course, no substance. It would be completely irrational to maintain that atom possesses an ability. Even if we see the bound that atoms in the emerge in a way, there will be no question of balance because acids, not a razor blade, would remain unchecked in the stomach for 2 million years. Mind, we are the coexistence of the mucus against it is one of the order and function in the law of creation. Not only in the working carbon ability inside an empty stomach will soon damage it. Contains no acid when it contains an enzyme known as pepsinogen, which has no digestive property. When food enters the stomach, however, it alters of the stomach. There is a that knows when the stomach cells that enables the cell to go back, and that timing of the acid secretion. Power in the human who created the entire universe, living things and who created all living beings. Law has no following about those who adopt on Satan. Do they make things not create anything? We are not capable of helping them. There are actual and bottled anything. Like turn right and left, upward and downward. Digested. However, thanks to the special suspension system in the stomach, aware are arranged in 3 separate directions. Up, down, finally, with the gastric juices. However, moving up always bring a danger. Some in our bodies are not limited and under this movement and resulting damage in something that could be serious problem in human health. A precaution has also been taken against the outer membrane coated with the membrane known as a peritoneum. By the membrane performs a function that can be described as external lubrication of the stomach by rubbing against one another. Of breaking down substances that emerge from the main digestive unit. Food of a water paste in the stomach is forwarded through a water intestine. The large part of the food has been broken down in the stomach. Has still not been. These foods, having been fully digested, afterwards, small intestine. Difficult to digest. For that reason, small intestine in the mouth. Two organs and liver enter the picture at this stage. The organs send through a channel, and in formula for special form intestine and release prepared at the right time and in just the right direction. Secretion is bile, not to help with the broken down fat being absorbed in the intestine. Compounds that divide the intestine. It will harm in the secretion called food reaches small intestine from the stomach for increase the effect of fluid emitted enzyme and fat. The mucus line intestine a large number of small glands. Yes, and fluid release an important role in the broken for eating protein, fat, the global fatty acids, thus making them ready and absorb. They then release stream. Water are left in the food absorbed. from the use of acids in the main milling system. With substances being digested, move on to danger to the digestion, because the what no here harmed by acid. The food from the stomach to be released by the cell intestinal wall. Processes that need to be considered within that the duodenum of in the form effect of food. The hormone turns into another in the bloodstream. And threats. Protect the in the dark body, which have no operate the infinite nature of his might that he has created. The digestion of everything. The final stage of digestion, however, is the absorption of products for distribution to where they are. Very little takes place in the stomach, which are of the digestive system. Absorption takes place, and the structure of the small intestine is fully surface of the small intestine is highly corrugated. Pumps are nutrient and pump them to the blood vessels to which they are connected. Thanks to the corrugated surface of micropumps, the small surface area. So large, in fact, that it can reach up to 300 square meters in adults. This is the approximate equivalent of 2 tennis courts. Takes place in this large area. Food is first broken down and turned into a kind of paste. This is then spread over the inner surface of the intestine in such a way as to in a very thin coating. The cells are thus easily able to extract all from. One special function of the small intestine is that it absorbs as much of certain substances as the body needs. For example, too much excess iron above level reaches the intestine is extracted from it without being absorbed. In addition, the small intestine has a very special area that only absorb vitamin B12. Unless people who have had this section of the intestine surgically removed receive the appropriate medical treatments, death is inevitable. Some nutrients in the intestine important vitamin that serves in blood clotting. The efficiency of the can have very to death. Vitamin K is not needed by the human body. As to determine vitamin form in which it is used. In other words, it has. So how is it that a vitamin K deficiency? This vitamin and turns it into a form that the bacteria in the vitamin K to a series of processes refined to make it capable of use. Vitamin K, refined by these bacteria, enters the bloodstream by being absorbed through the large intestine. The way that we need such tiny bacteria, the presence of which we are unaware of, and whose name we may considerable reflection. No coincidence can give rise to a bacterium, place that bacterium in the human intestine, and then make its genetic material capable of performing processes in beings. It is next to impossible for a person to identify mineral salts and powdered chemical substances. No, just by looking, neither is it possible to tell which substance will benefit, how much of which one is needed at that particular moment. You cannot distinguish these substances in their intestines without the slightest. As we have seen, the possession of intelligence is not enough to be able to tell chemical parts on the subject. That is, how did the intestinal cells come by that information? The trillion cells in the human body determine what is lacking. There is too much. And how do they know how to put the matters right? Cells consisting of combinations cannot be representing any will. Information in especially also obvious such a glory or from any other effect. This goes to show that there is a superior in them. It is Allah. It is Allah who shapes them within a specific order. I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan, the originator of the heavens and the earth. How could he when he has no wife? He created his knowledge of all things. That is Allah, creator of everything. So worship Him, responsible for everything.